East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBIC, the PrimeTime Capper. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. And, man, I'm just happy to be here with y'all, man. Just, life happens. You're almost 40, and you got to make sure you get your stuff together, man. I'm a big dude, and, man, I got a good reality check. That's why you guys haven't seen much of me lately. I've been barely tweeting things like that, trying to just make sure my health and everything's right. But, I'm getting good. I'm getting everything situated. Well, we will have the NFL Bet Exchange returning next week to go, and because we got NFL coming up next week. So I'm very excited about that as well, too. We got college coming up this week on Thursday as well. So you guys be prepared for that. I'll be getting fully in depth into that situation as well, too. So you guys be ready for that. And pretty much we are back to business. Let's go ahead and jump into our first topic. Jimmy still on the 49ers after a restructured deal was struck for 1 year yesterday to keep today to keep him with the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers fan base literally thought that they were going to trade this guy this summer, and I told them that it would be the best to keep him there because what you got to understand about the San Francisco 49ers is the San Francisco 49ers were a very dominant team back in the 80s because they had not one but two quarterbacks. So if Montana went down, he had a backup in Steve Young. Now, it wasn't the case there in the early years, but in the later years, it did become that situation. So pretty much, and that was passed on to Young, and then Young was able to pass it on to Jeff Garcia. It was kind of like a tradition for a while with the 49ers and everything like that. Then it kind of stopped with Alex Smith. And Alex Smith wound up doing good when he got a good coach, but that still didn't matter because they moved on and got Kaepernick. Kaepernick wound up being more of a flash in the pan than anything. So that winds up happening to where he has a great start and then he has a horrible ending. So they were kind of caught in a logjam, and they were real desperate to get Jimmy G as well, too. Let's not play like they weren't desperate to get this man, and how excited this fan base was when they brought Jimmy G in and thought that, okay, we got the Brady backup, so that means that we automatically are going to be in the Super Bowl playing the Patriots. That's exactly what you guys were saying. And I would say this, a guy that gets me to two conference championships within 2 years, within the 3 years he's been with us, and then got us to the Super Bowl as well, too, and a Super Bowl that we had the lead in as well. So, and you're saying to us that you're going to still go ahead and trust the rookie. That's my biggest thing about this situation. You know what I mean? And I know Trey's not a rookie, but you're going to trust the second-year guy. So that's the whole thing because they know what their future looks like. Their future is based on Trey Lance. And I think that at the end of the day, if Trey Lance has to be banged. He can't be a bust because the thing is, he's supposed to be the real deal, surefire, and this could set this franchise back if they were to get rid of Jimmy G and he doesn't really return on the investment like everybody thought he was, okay? And they got to keep Jimmy G in place for the insurance policy as well, too. Come on, if you want to be a great team, you got to have a great backup. It does not matter about how you guys feel about backup quarterbacks. There's only 32 jobs in the NFL, okay, as the starting quarterback. So, but Jimmy G still in San Francisco, Santa Clara, and that's something for the 49er fans to go ahead and go back and forth about in this regard. All right, so let's go ahead and we moving on, and on to our next one. We got ourselves Mitch Trubisky back in the starter role. Mitch Trubisky, as he tries to reignite his career over in Pittsburgh. Now, Trubisky, very good quarterback. I like Trubisky. I like him a lot. And I think that he got kind of a bad rap in a sense because he was playing for the he was playing for the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears are a defensive team. That's what they do. They play defense. And literally what happens in this situation is that you have a guy in Trubisky who can really, really go ahead and do his thing, make moves, make everything happen. He can run. He can put a lot of points on the board. It's just he's not consistent. And I feel like he got a bad rap in Chicago because Chicago made the playoffs simply off the fact that Trubisky took over in the last 6 games of the season and they started actually scoring points. Unlike before when they would just have games where it was like where they were only getting 10, 13 points on the board. So I didn't think that it warranted for Trubisky to be traded. And I thought that they saved the coach who drafted him instead of saving the player, you know what I mean, that made him look good when he put him in the game. Mitch Trubisky was the apple of everybody's eye in Chicago. Then he got hurt. And so then things changed. So I think that he gets a good start here in Pittsburgh. They're going to use him as a bridge quarterback to get to their next quarterback, which could possibly be Kenny Pickett. You know what I mean? If Kenny Pickett's able to, make the switch to the NFL from Pittsburgh University, you know what I mean? Because he's coming from a school that does not produce, big time quarterbacks except for a guy named Dan Marino. So pretty much you have a good situation here for Trubisky to get his whole career back, his whole situation back. So I do really like the way that this one is setting up, but I think that the Steelers are a team that's a year or two away from being back in the playoffs. This is crazy too, that a Mike Tomlin team is on the outside looking in. For them to make the playoffs this year, it's really going to take a miracle, in my opinion. I'll be dead honest with you guys. It's going to take a Christmas miracle for these guys to get it. They got the defense there, but I just think that at the end of the day, they're going to just be too middling on offense, and that's not going to be good for a Steelers team because they need to be a well-oiled machine when it comes down to how they play football. All right, so that's what I see, and that's what I'm going, and there it is. There it is. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. And this one right here is kind of somber, but all in all, though, this is how the game goes. Josh Gordon was released by the Chiefs. Is this finally the end? Well, I would say this. Yeah, it should be the end. Didn't we say this in Seattle that it's over? Like literally, the guy spent more time suspended than he did on the field. Now, a lot of people come to his defense and say, "Oh man, they shouldn't have done him like that. You shouldn't have done this. You shouldn't have." No, he should have respected the fact that he had an NFL contract, dude. He got to play at the highest level of the game that he loves. Did he love the game enough? No, he didn't. Because if he loved the game enough, he would stop doing the BS that got him suspended. Now, I know a lot of people are sympathizing with him because we all love us some cannabis. Everybody want to be Cheech and Chong. Everybody want to smoke out. Everybody want to look good. But at the end of the day, you got priorities, brother. And if the league rules say you can't smoke, you can't smoke. And honestly, if I was a head coach on a football team right now in the NFL, I wouldn't want no damn weed smokers on my team. Yeah, even though, it helps you, it enhances you and all that stuff. It's just that, man, at the end of the day, it would be cool if you're not touting about it and you don't get in trouble about it. It's cool, but I know they're not testing for it no more, right? But see, there's still little ingredients that go into the shit that you can still get caught for. So, don't. This is just a PSA to all future NFL players. Don't believe the hype. Play clean, dude. It's nothing wrong with playing clean, man. It's nothing wrong with it at all. You know what I mean? If you're going to be great, you're going to be great. If you're not, you're not. It's just that simple. But you got the call. You got the contract. You got the story. You got to understand, people, it's just about telling people stories in life. You know that. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Josh Gordon, he had a really great season in Cleveland. Let's just all say that. And then he got suspended. And things pretty much changed after that. And it is what it is. It was awesome seeing a guy be that big and go ahead and run like a gazelle and catch a 60, 70-yard pass. It's just he had a crazy 6 weeks, and everybody thought that it was the new Moss. And that's how the NFL works. The NFL and MLB, same exact way. You can be up on Tuesday and be out the game by Friday. That's how it goes, baby. That's how it goes. All right, so there it is. There it is. When I get back, we're going to talk Lakers, and we're going to talk Dodgers, and then we're going to get into talking tickets. It's your boy, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Primetime Angles, and I'll be right back at you in about 45 seconds.
friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
All right, we are back in the state of the Lakers, and pretty much the Laker Nation it's an everyday struggle in Laker Nation. Everybody wants to be the general manager, everybody's the head coach, everybody's the owner, everybody just has such just genuine great opinions about the Lakers, and at the end of the day, the Lakers ain't listening to nobody. All right. Because they've lost their mind. Lakers traded another young talent for a popular name. That's what I'm saying. Moving THT for Pat Beverly. What the hell are you thinking? Pat Beverly has no business being on the Lakers. Y'all did Pat Beverly a favor because Pat Beverly likes living in Los Angeles. If the Lakers just need glorified cheerleaders, sign me up as well too. You know what I mean? I'll be right there ready to clap it up and throw a guy a towel, wave my towel like ML Card too. So, at the end of the day, Pat Bev is to me a reach. I don't care what anybody says. He's a reach and probably a player that they bring in because they know they can move him. All right. That's the only reason why Pat Bev was even attractive to him. And I know that they said, okay, let's get the insurance just in case we don't bring Russ back. Y'all got to stop believing that Russ is gone. No, Russ, LeBron, AD, they've all had private talks without the media knowing, and these guys want to stick together. They don't want to leave. And you know what? At the end of the day, y'all blame Westbrook for everything, but all three of them were accountable for the losing. Just think about that part. And you see these two other guys on here who are all NBA, all stars. I'm going to be a Hall of Famer on the first run. They didn't do much either. Carmelo was decent at times, was really great at times, but Howard, just like being back on the Lakers. So pretty much all in all, the Lakers did not get younger. The Lakers did not add the right type of pieces to help this team move forward and look really good this season. So they're saying to themselves that they trust this big three in Westbrook, AD, and LeBron. It's that simple. And I would say, why not? They just didn't have a great year to start off. The coach didn't like Russ. Okay. LeBron was out 20 some odd games. AD was out 20 some odd games. You know what I mean? And the bench did absolutely nothing when you think about it past Melo. You know what I mean? And Malik Monk. Everybody else was just, hey, I'm out. I'm on the Lakers, man. I'm playing with LeBron, dog. So yeah, you're not going to sit up in here and just keep blaming Westbrook for every single Laker, just every single Laker issue. You know what I mean? That's not fair. It starts from the top, though, and we all know the Lakers front office is a joke right now. It's like, you guys are so busy doing a documentary to try to save face because Winning Time came out, and Winning Time is kind of exposing some things that you guys don't want to come out. But why is that important to you? Why are we so stuck in 40 years ago? I love Showtime just like the next Laker fan. I think that it's the greatest era of basketball of any level of basketball. It truly was, okay? But at the end of the day, that time is over with. They don't even play in the Forum no more. So let's stop thinking with that mentality where you can go get a Bob McAdoo or you can go get just some good old veteran to come play with your core guys and all this stuff and not be able to not build young players. It's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? So the Lakers had the right blueprint, but y'all blame Russ, but I get on the king. I go directly to the top. And I just really, really be like, I want my kids back. Seriously, I miss Zoe Ingram, Kuzma. We got Bryant back. You know what I mean? You missed Randall. We were starting to really get used to these guys, and they were our guys. They weren't these divas. So, and that's how the Lakers operate. But the Lakers didn't have the star. And that's what they wanted. They wanted to have the Lakers have a star. And the star was Brandon Ingram. You just had to be a little patient. Because right now, you'll take Brandon Ingram over Anthony Davis. Everybody knows that. So that's my 2 cents on what's going on in Lakerland. I don't like the Pat Beverly trade, but you know what? You just got to deal with things. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm not going to dog the Lakers out about the moves that they're making. I'm still a franchise first guy. Hopefully he does well for us and can go ahead and change my opinion on him. But at this point right now, I ain't feeling this trade. I would think THT has a better upside right now at this point than Pat Beverly, even though a lot of people had a lot of complaining about him. But it's another person that tried to participate in winning basketball games. You got to appreciate that at least. All right, so let's move on. And we got the Blue Crew Daily. The Dodger baseball. Looking good. Dodger baseball looking great right now. Dodgers, 3-game set in Queens this week. They are looking to go ahead and keep on trucking, baby. I'm telling you, this team is doing a good job of just going about their business, dude, just to be honest with you. So at the end of the day, I really do feel like the Dodgers are in a really good place. You look at the Dodgers record right now as well. It is a very, very strong record. And when you look at the way that they're going about things, the Dodgers right now, they're sitting in first place, sitting pretty. They have the best record in the American League and in baseball right now, 89-38. So pretty much we have ourselves a very, 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 very fun team. And I think at the end of the day, this will wind up being a very, very good Dodger run, man. The Dodgers look like the champs. They're 11 games away from winning 100. And then also they're plus 286 run differential this season. They've won their last 8 out of 10. Winning percentage is .701. They're looking to break the record of the Seattle Mariners as well, too, when it comes to winning percentage. Now, they do have an uphill climb to break the record, but they would, if they could win their next 28 games, they can go ahead and do it. But it's going to take a lot to do that. But 100 plus wins is literally guaranteed this season for this team. So the Dodgers are just trucking, baby, and they just moving along. They're going to start this series off tonight. It's going to be Taijuan Walker going against the veteran Andrew Heaney. So you got 2 vets on the mound. I expect this one to be kind of, it's going to look like it's a pitcher's duel, but I think the hitters are going to come out because I know it's a hot day in Queens. So we'll see how this one goes. We'll see how it shakes out. But the Dodgers, 3-game set versus the Mets. Did took 3 out of 4 against the Marlins last weekend after, kind of going through the motions a little bit before they flew out to Miami. But the Dodgers just been incredible, man. It's just, it's just so fun to watch. And out of their last 50 games, they probably lost about 7. So this is just insane how this team has been just so dominant. Like literally, you can go to the window every single night. And if you got the Dodgers, they're probably going to be cashing that ticket for you. All right, so you got to love it. You got to love it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into everybody's favorite. I know this is everybody's favorite portion of the show because it's my favorite portion of the show because this is what the show is all about, talking tickets. All right, so we got 2 tickets for you today as usual, and I got the pick 6 for you, and then I also got a dog day pick 4. So up first, we got the PrimeTime pick 6, 52-1 today. I got the Guardians with the 1.5. Today in their matchup. This should be a good spot for them. I know that sometimes they can get a little shaky. I know I've taken them with the 1.5 and they didn't even show up, losing game 7-0 and things like that. But today the matchup calls for them to be right there in the thick of things, and I think that they actually go ahead and dominate a Baltimore team that is going to be tough, but I think they wind up winning this one today because Baltimore doesn't have one of their better pitchers on the mound, even though he's decent, but he's not one of their better pitchers. And then you got the A's in an interleague game. You got 2 of the worst teams in baseball going at it, so you know that I got to get in this one because you got two of the worst teams in baseball going at it. But I like the A's in this spot today. Cole Irvin is the better pitcher here, and I think that he'll set himself up for a really, really good day because last time out he struck out 11. So when you see a stat like that, you got to jump all over it because this guy is cooking right now when it comes to the pitching game. And he's been doing really good because he's been getting to at least 6 innings his last few outings. So, you like to see that stat and you like to see a guy who can go long in a game as well, too. So, yeah, I like the A's in this spot. And then you have the Cubs and Jays over 7.5. This one is a good game as well, too. You got a Cubs team coming in here plus 180 and a Jays team that's minus 225. Kevin Gausman, former Cy Young with the Giants. He's right there, and he's killing it this year with 155 strikeouts, 99 on the year, though. And then you have Marcus Stroman sitting up there with 3-6, 84 strikeouts this year. So you can kind of feel like you could get a little bit of a pitcher's duel here, but I think that both guys are going to get hit. And I think we wind up having this one finish out over the 7.5. And then we got the under 8.5 with the Dodgers and Mets tonight. I'm just going off simply that it's going to be a chess match situation. And I think both teams are going to be very anxious tonight as well, too. So I said that, I expect some hitting to go on, but I think that we wind up having a game finish up like, say, 4-2. 4-3, whoever the winner might be. I don't think that we get a lot of runs in this game, but we don't turn this into a game where it's only going to be 1-zip. So I do like this one a lot. LA, the Dodgers, and the Mets under 8.5. And then we got the Twins today. The Twins are at home against the Red Sox. Red Sox got Cutter Crawford on the mound going against Chris Archer. Chris Archer's when it comes to wins and losses, he's having a season not to remember. But when it comes down to just total numbers, he's still a good pitcher, 4.34 ERA. And he didn't do too well in his last start. But the last time he really, really cooked was he's kind of been going through a struggle a little bit. He's went from a 3.08 ERA now to a 4.34 ERA. But I still trust him today in this spot because I think that he's a bit more seasoned than Crawford. Crawford only went 4 innings last time out, struck out 5, but gave up 4, then gave up 9 the game before that. So I expect this guy to get hit a little bit today. So I do like the Twins with the minus 135. And then we'll finish up with the battle with the Texas two-step, the battle of Texas with Houston and Arlington, they consider them Arlington, Dallas. It's a DFW versus Houston. So pretty much I like the Rangers to keep this one close. They do have Dunning on the mound. They hit for Dane Dunning, and Valdez has actually been probably the most dominant pitcher, not named Justin Verlander in the staff. So I think that at the end of the day, this MLB PrimeTime PK6 52-1 should be a good look as well, too. I do like this one a lot. I think that we will be able to get some good cash off this one as well. So there it is. That's the 52-1 ticket right there for today's pick 6. All right, so we have ourselves a 28-1 ticket with the Reds kicking off with the plus 180. Then I'm going to throw in the Tigers right here with the plus 145. And then also throw in the Royals with the plus 110. And then we finish up with the Giants at the plus 110. So we got a 28-1 ticket with 4 teams. And you got to love those 28-1 tickets with just 4 teams. So pretty much I like what I'm looking at. I hope you like what you're looking at. So all in all, you got the Reds tonight. I think the Reds should be really good in their spot. I think that a lot of people are probably sleeping on them tonight. They should take care of their business against the Cardinals. And then I do like the Tigers because the Tigers are coming off of a pretty good weekend in Texas. So I would think that this could transfer over into this series tonight as well, too, against the Mariners. And then you got the Royals, who just been cooking a little bit lately, kind of under the radar. I like the way that they're coming into this game as well, too. And I like that their pitcher in this spot. I think Singer's a better pitcher right now than Giolito. So we'll see how this one goes, see how it shakes out. But I love the Royals in this spot. And then we got the Padres and the Giants. I just think that, they're both still playing for a playoff spot. But I think that Blake Snell is just really good against bad teams. The good teams, he struggles against. So there it is. Pretty much that's going to be our 4 for tonight. So you guys got a lot of value with you tonight. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it shakes out. And man, oh man, it's just another day chilling in the Dina. just another day. You know what I mean? Feeling good today. I'll be back on the road soon, but I gotta take it. I'll probably be off for the next month. What you call it, Canelo fights, all that stuff. We'll see. I might be at the fight this weekend. We'll see how I'm feeling though. All right. So pretty much it is what it is. And I love you guys. You guys are the absolute best. There is no me without you. I will try to be back tomorrow. Hopefully the schedule won't be too busy and things of that nature. But I definitely have Talkin Tickets out for you guys at least. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. And this is the premier sports bet show, the Primetime Angles. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you something. We're going to be back. We are going to be banging this season because we got some great football coming up. And we got some great hoop coming up as well, too. So, and baseball is just so fun. All right. So you guys stay tuned. And, man, it is what it is. All right. So, as I always say, bet with your head, not with your heart. The movement is moving, and I am gone.